Buena, Ori Carmona, patrocinada por abogados con experiencia. Cualquier tipo de accidente, por favor, llame al 702-999-0000. Hoy tenemos a Wilson Ramos. Ori Carmona is messing up. Erase that part, George.
Let's do it again.
I won't start from the beginning, but I'll start with him now. Wilson, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Maggie was just on.
Yes.
She was giving us all the rundown on the city of North Las Vegas, all the activities and services, and it's amazing. But I want to make sure that our English community in the city of North Las Vegas also knows what's going on.
Yes.
So, give us the rundown.
Awesome. Well, first and foremost, thank you, Odie, for having us on your show.
Thank you
This
for
is
coming. I
phenomenal.
enjoyed Maggie, and now I know it'll be a great time with you as
absolutely.
well.
Absolutely. So there's a whole lot going on in the city of North Las Vegas. One of which is obviously we're getting into the roots of identification of what our community members truly need. The government does a phenomenal job at putting together studies, but implementation, I think, sometimes lapses.
No.
And so, right. And so the city of North Las Vegas has done a phenomenal job at identifying the studies, putting together an action plan, and then disseminating that action plan. And that's where we're at. And so I'll start with our Dolores Huerta Community Center.
I am so excited to hear about that.
Yes, it's beautiful. So this community center is going to be for all. Obviously, Dolores Huerta is a pillar of hope for many. And we want to make sure that individuals that come into the center have the capacity to receive the services that they need. Now, would it make sense for somebody to come into a facility to try to get workforce services when they're struggling with food insecurities and homelessness? So the stabilization of ensuring that the wraparound services are in place is dire. And that's what Dolores Huerta Community Center is going to stand for.
I am one for one-stop shopping.
Yes,
If you've
ma'am.
listened to my other podcast before, I just feel that it's the one thing that our community always needs, whether you're in North Las Vegas or in the city or in Henderson or whatever, because everyone has different problems. So one office cannot handle those. But once you start collaborating with other agencies or other community partners or providers
Yes.
or our education system, and then you have or HHSS, Health and Human Services. When you have all of that in one room, that person can walk in, that is just, first of all, it saves you time,
That's right.
saves you gas or bus money, because now you're going into one place
One space.
that gives you everything.
Yes.
That is awesome. And the fact that it's open to all residents, but basically it's really geared for servicing the North Las Vegas residents.
That's right. Yep. It's a pillar of hope for our North Las Vegas residents, but of course, we're not turning anybody down. Anyone that needs it can come into the facility and receive services. And you said it perfectly. I mean, the identification of each one of those core service providers need to come into play. I mean, collaboration is what it's going to take for us to truly serve the community where they're at.
Exactly. And save the time, because at the
Absolutely.
end of the day, a person that is homeless has to walk,
That's right.
and it makes it very difficult.
It does.
A single mom that doesn't have daycare or something like that. Now, that's a question I was going to ask you. That's what I meant to ask. Is there any daycare services or any programs with daycare in the North Las Vegas area?
There are some daycare services. I know we've been working with Acelero, trying to identify space that we can open up even more daycare, because there are deficits there. But there is no shortage of vouchers that are given. If there's an individual that's in the pipeline for employment and childcare is one of those hurdles that they need to overcome, then there's services for that.
And so when Dolores Huerta Center opens,
ma'am.
those are the opportunities that people can have. And I just mentioned that because I thought of a single mom, and then
Yes.
I know that daycare has been an issue, not only in Las Vegas, but everywhere around the country. Now, what other type of services and programs are going on right now as well?
Yeah, so in our department specifically, we service parking, and we treat parking as a service, right? We're assuring that our streets are clean, that they're safe, the sidewalks are walkable. We also have our housing and neighborhood services, which encompasses quite a bit. We're getting ready to open up the first urban agriculture center, which is the first of its kind for inner city, so that community has the capacity to grow their own produce, to come in and have their own grow beds kind of identified as theirs, so that they can learn the ins and outs of growing. On top of that, the produce that's created there at that center will go towards communities that need it, right, to fight food hunger and insecurity. Quite a bit.
Wow, that's an incredible program.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
So
ma'am.
it teaches it teaches the community they can have a spot for a garden.
Yes.
They can grow their own food, and they can do it two ways. They can either take it back to their home, or it could also be an entrepreneurship opportunity to also sell their vegetables that are homegrown.
Precisely, in that inner city where it's direly needed. And on top of that, we're doing vertical farms, hydroponic farming. This is all optional because it gives us more advancement into technology so that growth, the capacity of what's there and filling the need in our community is capable through those types of STEM-based products.
STEM, what an
Yes.
incredible,
Always.
I know. Speaking of STEM, all that falls under that educational component.
By far, yes.
Wow.
So there's certifications that are happening now. We have a STEM center in collaboration with Nevada Partners, utilizing 3D
Nevada
printing.
Partners, I love that.
Yes.
They're great. I've worked with them for so many years, and they
Yes.
always find a way to step it up a notch in the community in one way, sense, or another.
Yes.
And they've been there for so long. They're a staple in North Las Vegas.
They are. They've been there for quite some time. But it's community providers like that we want to help, advance directly to the community needs. And so Nevada Partners has been a phenomenal partner, but we've had plenty of partners there. Chicanos por la Causa is another one, of reaching our Hispanic community, offering different types of housing placement services through them. So it takes a full-on village to make this happen. But I believe that North Las Vegas has taken the steps that are needed in order to develop the coalition of service. And that's where we're at right now with Dolores
Wow.
Huerta.
Well, for me, outside looking in,
Yes.
I could see the growth in the city of North Las Vegas and the fact that it's such a diversified workforce within the city that it really understands the population
Yes.
and the needs. You're Puerto Rican.
Yes, I am. Yes,
Way
I
to go,
am.
Boricua.
Gracias.
And so you get it.
Yes.
And that makes a difference when working in government and doing what you guys do and what I've done. It makes a difference to know that you've walked in those shoes.
Precisely. And I
Okay.
think that sometimes it becomes one of those missing opportunities, right? Having a pulse on community means you have to be part of the community, embedded in the community.
Or have lived
Or have lived.
in another community that was so similar to the one that you're working in.
Absolutely.
You know?
And so coming from humble beginnings gives me a glimpse and a blessing to be able to serve at the capacity that we do, because we know, we're living through these lived experiences and articulating what we understand is a gap in our community and just filling it,
No, and the thing is it's like I've always told, it's knowing the system.
That's right.
It's knowing where to go, what to do, what questions to ask. Because I may walk into Dolores Huerta Center, but I may not ask the right question.
Precisely.
So that's when someone that speaks my language can really talk to me and say, no, ¿cómo es eso? ¿Cómo hiciste? ¿Qué es lo que necesita? And it really gets to that one-on-one.
Yes.
That you can, the people feel, the community feel like, hey, you go there, they will help you. They care.
That's right.
They care.
It's a
And
true
that's what
connection.
I see from you and Maggie, is that both of you care about the community that you're working in and ensuring that, they get the information and that they get the help that they need. And that is just a beautiful thing.
Thank you, Odie. We appreciate
And
that.
thank you for, stepping it up, because we need people like yourselves. And like you said, it takes a village.
Yes, it does.
It really does. So tell me some more.
All right. So, there's tons of things. Beyond that, we love our veterans, right? North Las Vegas has the highest amount of veterans in our
Really?
municipality. Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
And so with North Las Vegas serving veterans, we opened up the Veterans Service Center last year in October. We're getting ready to celebrate 1 year of service to the community.
Congrats.
And it's just, again, bringing those wraparound services because we can't do it all. So there are providers that can assist in us helping our veteran community.
Now, the veteran, again, it's open to all.
All veterans.
Okay, so
Yes.
all veterans in Las Vegas, listen
ma'am.
out, please. Visit the
Please.
Veterans Center in North Las Vegas.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All
It's on the
right.
far north, right there by the 215, right there by the YMCA Sky Point.
Okay.
And we have a nice cubicle there. We do plenty of events. We do, yoga. We do, healthy body, healthy minds. We do vocational training, certification, alignment, placement. Anything that we can do out of that center with our providers, we will do.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Great work.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to share with us? Any upcoming events that you may want to have the community be invited to or know about?
You know what? I say sit tight because we do have a schedule that's going to be released very soon. And within that, we're going to have all the events, all the services that we're going to be providing to the community. It will be located on our website. So we will definitely keep you posted, of course. 'cause you're now
Definitely,
part of the
please, because
familia.
I'll share. Gracias,
Yes,
gracias.
yeah, of course,
Muy
yes.
agradecida.
Of course, of course.
Llevando 41 años en Las Vegas, I never lived in North Las Vegas, but I worked in North Las Vegas. Vegas too, so I understand.
we gotta get
And
you there.
I started my career in consumer affairs as an investigator.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I was in North Las Vegas in the automotive when there was all those issues with automotive and all.
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah.
Well, at some point, we'd love to have you back.
Great. Thank
Right?
you.
Of
Thank
course.
you. Wena Wilson, thank you so much for coming on the podcast today. Everyone, please check out the City of North Las Vegas website for all the services that are available, also for the events coming up. Again, abogados con experiencia. Whatever accident you may have, whatever it is, call 702-999-000. You have a question? Pregúntala ahora at gmail.com. Gracias y hasta la próxima vez. I'm getting pretty